Okay, so you ready to start the new unit? Okay, so first, this unit has to do with circuitry. So we need to define the word circuit. Okay, so what is a circuit? Circuit is made up of three things. So you have to have three things. Well, what is a circuit? It's basically like a loop, right? A flow. So you need to have a power source. You need to have a path. And you need a load. So basically a power source could be AC or DC. Okay, a battery or an outlet. Or the path would be your wire. Right? And the load could be your electronic device or any resistor, or it could be a light bulb. So that's the load. Okay, so these are the three parts of a circuit. So you can't have a circuit if one of them is missing. Okay, so let's draw a typical circuit. There you go. So this is your power source. You have a positive and a negative terminal. That's your power source. And this is your wire, which is your path. And this is the load. That monster fang looks like, looks like monster fang because that is the one that uses up the electrons and spits it right back into the system. Okay? Couple of things that we need to know about the flow of electricity here. So the electrons come out of the negative terminal, okay, feeds the resistor, but it has to go back to the power source in order for the load to actually work. Okay, so that's the electron. So electrons flows from negative to positive. Okay, whereas the conventional current comes from the positive and back to the power source to the negative. Okay, so I is called the conventional current, flows from positive to negative. So that's just a conventional current flow, and it's actually not the way it should be, but that's the way it's been taught, and we haven't changed that. Okay, so in high school level, we go with this flow. Current is positive to negative, and electron is negative to positive. Think of it this way. If you have electron, so here's your electron, right? Electron is matter. It's like it has mass and it has a charge. So let's say your electron is going this way. Pretend that you're an electron and you're in water, like you're in a pool or a lake. You want to swim that way. How would you push the water? How would you push the water so your body goes that way? How would you push it? The other way, right? So if the electron flows this way, so this is, think of it as the matter part. So that's the flow of electron. The current, which is kind of like the water if you're swimming, flows this way. It's the other way. Complete opposite. So that is the conventional current flow. Okay. So, but what it actually is doing, what's happening is the flow of electron results in current, okay, which results in the circuit working. So it's actually the flow of electron that's resulting in current. Okay, so let's cover lesson 1 quickly. This is it's all about electricity and electric current flow, conventional current flow. Okay, lesson 1. All right, so EMF. EMF, it's called electromotive force, but it's actually not a force. Okay, EMF is the electric energy in the battery. This is also known as aka voltage or potential difference. So it's known as the EMF, but it's actually voltage. It's measured in volts. It's not a force. Okay, so there are many sources of power sources that can power a circuit. Okay, so just going through some of them, you can have the possible sources of electromotive force. You can have an electrochemical cell, which is a battery. Basically, you have a chemical energy converted to electrical energy by spontaneous reaction, by chemical reaction. You could have a photocell, which is a solar cell, by photoelectric effect. Okay, and you can have a generator. Okay, a generator basically converts something moving into electrical energy. So kinetic energy to electrical energy is what generators do. Piezoelectric cell, it's a mechanical pressure on a crystal, and a thermocouple, which basically is a difference between temperature. Okay, let's talk about electric current. So electric current is I, and really we just talked about how it is a flow of electron. Flow of electron creates a charge, and how fast they flow results in current. So this is essentially charge over time. Okay, so charge is in coulomb, see? Time is in seconds. Okay, so a coulomb per second is measured in ampere or amps. Okay, big A. So there you go. Current is charge over time. So now we can use that formula to calculate how much current or how much charge or how long it will take to flow that, for that flow to create that current. Want to do one example?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Example 1. Okay, so you have 20 coulombs of charge. Okay, so you have your C, which is your Q, and you have the time, 2 seconds. Calculate this. You already got it?
Yeah.
I is charge over time, which is 20 divided by 2 is 10 amps. Done. Okay. Let's do example 2, because this one's a little different. It says how many electrons are transferred during this time. Okay.
Excuse the interruption. Please wrap up the slot 2 class. It is over at this time. Students will have about 5 minutes to move to slot 3. Thank you very much.
Okay, so how long does it take? So we're looking for the time, right? So we have the current I and the charge Q. So again, we go charge over time is current. You're looking for what? What are we looking for? Where it says how many electrons.
Flip the time with the I.
Yeah, we're looking for the charge first. So this will be Q equals 8. Okay, so this will be 0.15. Okay, grab your calculator, calculate it for me. And wait, hang on. You actually have, how long does it take? Okay, we gotta calculate the time first. So this is actually 2 questions for example 2. So calculate the time, which is Q over I. Okay, so Q is 16 over 0.15. What do you get? So the time is?
Oh, okay. I got 106.
16 over 0.15?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
106.
106 seconds. So it's going to take that many seconds to do that. And then it says how many electrons are transferred during this time. So now we're looking for the Q of, well, actually we have the Q. Q is 16 coulombs, right? So all we need to do is divide that by the charge of 1 electron, okay? And that will give you the number of electrons transferred. So we'll go 16 divided by 1.6 exponent negative 19, and you're gonna get 1 times 10 to the power of 20 electrons. So that is a lot of electrons to create that small current. Okay. Okay, so we can do the last example here. So how much charge? So we're looking for Q is transferred when the current is 1.3 amps in 0.25 hours. Okay, so we can't use the unit hours, so we need to change this into seconds first. So hours, minutes, 1 hour 60 minutes, and 60 minutes in 1 hour, or 60 seconds in 1 minute. We're gonna go for seconds. Okay, so 0.25 times 60 times 60, you get 900 seconds. Okay, so you got 900 seconds duration here. Looking for Q, so I is charge over time. Okay, we're looking for Q, so current times time. So we go 1.3 amps, okay, times 900 seconds, and you get 1170 coulombs. Okay, so that is the charge that you get when you're running this current for a quarter of an hour, and then you figure out how many electrons you're get transferred here, so you divide it by the number of the charge here, and the charge will cancel, and that will give you the number of electrons. And it's a lot of electrons, 7.31 times 10 to the power of 21 electrons. Okay, there you go.